Quick disclaimer, the comments made in this podcast are not meant to be hurtful or insulting to the authors of the highlighted fanfiction. Any seemingly degrading comments are made in jest and are not meant to be taken seriously. Similarly, anything read as part of the fanfictions do not represent the values of the hosts. Hello everyone, welcome to Pick a Fic, the show all about fanfictions. My name is Jason, and with me is my brother Micah.
All about fanfiction.
All about fanfictions.
Oh, nothing else. We don't talk about nothing else.
So what are your opinions on the stock market right now?
I'm investing it all in IHOPlebees.
In IHOPlebee.
I'm investing it all. Put all my bags in the basket for IHOPlebees. Is that like a thing everywhere, or is it just here?
I literally just looked it up. Applebee's / IHOP.
Yeah, what other locations are there?
Dual branded Applebee's and IHOP. Let's go on the website.
IHOP.
Dual branded restaurants. At Dine Brands Global, we passionately nurture and grow the world's favorite restaurant brands. We are innovators that embrace new ideas, authenticity and collaboration to unite our franchises, brands, and team members. In this spirit, we have brought two of iconic global brands together as one new fast-growing restaurant concept. Our initiative, dual-branded Applebee's and IHOP restaurants, leverages both brands to provide guests two unique dining experiences under one roof. These locations offer a wide variety of craveable menu items in a welcoming atmosphere and beautifully designed interior that pays homage to both brands' iconic image as it serves up a world-class experience that will leave guests satisfied. All at a great value.
Are you on franchise.com IHOP?
Yeah, the actual IHOP franchise.
See this building, dude. This
why
is
isn't that
so
why don't we have
cool.
that?
Okay, yeah, so in our town there our Applebee's is now it was just
one of them.
So one of our Applebee's, it was just a regular Applebee's, nothing weird about it. Then suddenly it got remodeled and is now in a IHOP / Applebee's. It's like dual combined. It's like
they closed.
They fusion danced and are now an IHOP and Applebee's together.
They literally closed, and it just said coming soon IHOP and Applebee's, and I've just been like, what does that mean? Because there's an IHOP 2 minutes down the road. So why would they? Are they moving that one? But so far they haven't done anything to that original IHOP. There's just two now, but one of them is also an Applebee's. But as far as I know, the other Applebee's in town is just an Applebee's.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know if I like it or not. We're gonna go there hopefully tonight, and we'll definitely give you our thoughts on it 2 weeks from now.
Like this picture on the website, they're two separate entrances.
Looks awesome actually. I want to go there.
No, at the very bottom.
Oh yeah.
Like they're literally two separate entrances, whereas the one is just one building. It's just one building with one entrance.
Where and it just this looks like so cool. Like,
do you watch a YouTube video?
I want to come here. What the? I'm probably gonna be putting this video in the podcast.
Okay. It's a restaurant.
Yep.
What is going on?
This is the worst episode ever.
They're making food.
This is the worst.
That's a pancake.
This is the worst episode.
That's alcohol. Pancakes and... Dude, you can get pancakes and beer.
What? Okay, this is actually kind of goated, honestly. Jason.
Wow, they're so happy. It maximizes profitability for all our associates worldwide. Maximizes. Because, when I want pancakes, I also want burger. I want to sit at the bar and get my nice cinnamon stack of pancakes.
Well, the funny
and just
thing
get
is,
completely wasted while also having my milk.
well, the funny thing is that I have already had burgers, so it's like
That's the thing that confused me. They're just not showing anything anymore. They're showing people eating food, and that's making me hungry.
yeah, I'm really hungry right now.
A day with a barista in one of New York City's busiest coffee shops. Is that what traditional media is doing now? They're just like, yeah, we can't do anything, so we're just going to follow a guy at his job. That was the New York Times. The New York Times was just following a guy at his job.
And much is
It's
slow,
like,
slow
yeah,
news day.
yeah. So I get into work and I start making the coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and then I leave after 8 hours.
And they gotta try to do some
And then they're just
tragic
like-
thing where it's like, this person only gets paid $17 an hour with $20 in tips per day.
Only $20. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
$100 in tips
This
per
guy
day.
gets paid $200 an hour and gets paid $3 million in tips every day, and he still can't afford to live in New York City because it's so expensive.
But yeah.
But
so that's our news segments.
I don't think we don't have a news segment. Don't try and bring that into this.
The Fika news. I don't know.
Don't. No. Save that for season 2.
All right.
So this is a fan fiction podcast. So I have this nice one for you.
All right.
I'm in
my
I should have
Gmail.
sent it to you before we
In my
started,
Gmail.
but I forgot about that step.
Refreshing.
Stop. Okay. But we're going to revisit a franchise that we greatly enjoyed last time. This one has some potential.
All right. So sure, can I click on it?
I mean, that is kind of the point of this
All right,
podcast.
I'm clicking on it. What the heck?
What do you mean? What's
all
wrong?
right. Oh yeah. Oh no.
What? What's
All
wrong?
right.
What
I'm gonna butcher this name. Aleu's Heart Attack by Bloodlustful. This is a Balto fan fiction.
Yeah, Balto! We all love Balto here. We're big Balto fans over at
Big
Pick a Fig.
Balto fans at Pick a Fig. You know us. This is one of our original videos. Aleu has been living up to her role as the alpha, but circumstances caused her to ignore her limits and her eagerness to set everything alright for everyone and return to Gnome and her altruistic
Nope.
what?
Altruistic.
Intentions make it painfully clear to her that no good deed goes unpunished when she has a heart attack. Is it fatal? Find out in this fic. Takes place after Balto 3 Wings of Change. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Balto 3, and I'm going to go to the Wikipedia. And
No, I have a question.
Yep.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Well, what reason? You know everything about the Balto trilogy. I mean, we're the world's biggest Balto fans, right?
Okay, so it's the one where okay, yeah. Who is Aleu again?
The girl from the second one.
Oh,
the daughter, the
okay.
wolf-like daughter that left.
Oh, this is huge. This is
Dude,
so.
Balto 3 added a lot to the lore, like
This is so much.
like airplanes existing.
Yeah. Okay. So it's rated T. It's like 40. It's like 4,600 words. Published on December 28th, 2012.
Keep that in.
It is so unorganized. It's just like I think 25 paragraphs. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm ready when let's do this. And yeah, we're big Balto fans. We love Balto. Haven't seen the movies in like 6 years.
No, we don't need to say that.
We
We
don't-
don't need to say
But we
that.
don't need to say that because we are just
the experts.
The experts.
We
don't
are
need
the
to
experts.
see the
We don't
films
need to see the
anymore.
movies. We don't need the Wikipedias.
No.
We're just gonna get right into it with the opening author's note paragraph. Hello, I have never written a Balto fanfic before, but I am going to write one now. It focused around my favorite character in the series, Aleu. Ironically, I portray her both in a good light and a painful one in this story, as she, on her way to rejoining her family after saving her pack, spends so much energy in both cases that she undergoes a hideous case of cardiac arrest, as the title might give away. Can she possibly survive even with the age she's given? We'll find out in this literally pulse-pounding story. Though it's not for the faint of heart. Ha ha! Get it? Things to note. This story takes place 2 weeks after the events of Balto 3 Wings of Change. I own none of the characters. They all belong to the Balto franchise. All right, Micah. I want you to give a brief plot summary of Balto 3 Wings of Change without looking at your computer.
All right, no. I don't got it up. It's clean. So like there was like a plane and there was a guy and he's like, I gotta go to Nome or something. And Balto's like, I'll race ya. And yeah, that's the story.
Nope. We're off to a bad start as the number one Balto fan.
Really bad start, but number one Balto fan.
Okay, from what I remember, it was about airplanes became invented or something, and then sled dogs were becoming obsolete because you could just fly medicine everywhere. And so Balto's son, who I definitely remember the name of, I'm just not going to say it, he like challenges the airplane to a race. And I don't remember who wins, but I think the moral is that you can do both.
Yeah. Let's just go with that.
So the third movie is, I don't even think Aleu is in it because she like left in the second movie to become the head of that one wolf pack.
I think, yeah.
Because she was the most wolf-like of the litter.
Yeah.
And then, do you think they planned on each of their kids having a movie? Because they had one for Aleu, one for the other guy, and then they had like 2 more, I think.
No, there's just 3. I believe.
There's 3?
Yep. Yeah,
well,
we don't need to look it up because we're you know.
Yeah, so that was an absolute fact. They have.
Yeah, they only have 3 movies. I don't think so. I think it was just gonna be the 2, and that was it.
They're gonna make like a 4th one in like a few years. They're gonna be like, guys, Balto 4 is gonna be like CG.
It's gonna be CG. It's gonna be garbage, like actually garbage. It's gonna be so bad.
Direct. I don't even know who owns it. I mean, I do know who owns it. I'm just not gonna say it.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's Warner Bros. Yeah, Warner Bros. owns Balto. Yeah. I'm sure.
Warner Bros. owns Balto. Remember that's a fact.
In fact, we're number one Balto fans, so we know.
But this, without further ado, Aleu. This is Aleu's heart attack. Things have been going quite well for Aleu lately. In fact, it was almost as if the forces of fate and karma had permanently shifted themselves entirely in her favor. For one thing, she had, over the course of a few weeks, become a superb, efficient, and just pack leader who was beloved as much as respected by her followers. Additionally, she not only led successful hunts and also fought off more enemies than any other member of her pack, though they'd fought off their share of foes too, but still, she also had made it so her pack was able to thrive just about anywhere. You sitting there with your arms folded and your head down, just like
55 minutes left of this. Keep going.
That, and she'd always found the perfect spot for taking care of anyone who was ill, tired, injured, or anything of the sort. She also knew how to avoid danger, which they couldn't fight off, such as hunters and bears and such. Truly, it seemed as though the good Lord himself smiled upon her, especially since, with each passing week, she won fights, saved lives, and or caught food even better than she had before. Here we go already. Unfortunately, a cycle of events occurred which would alter her life drastically. One day, Aleu learned of something. I wish it ended there. Something she wasn't expecting but was glad about. Niju, it turned out, had recently retaught rethought his life and decided to atone for his past mistakes and find a way to adjust to change if said change was at least for the better and wouldn't make him justified in his fear of it. In the end, he had indeed redeemed himself, though he was never what one would be wont to consider truly evil to begin with, but still. And not only did Nava find out before any other individuals, dude, this is one sentence, commending Niju for it and welcoming him back, plus letting him know all he needed to know and assuring him changes around here were for the better and he needn't fear any of them, but Nava was sure to inform Aleu. Gosh, that was like the longest sentence I've ever read. You're definitely not looking up the characters.
No, I just.
But just for the audience, you should explain who
Niju is
Novo.
He's like dude. He's like the most evil wolf ever. Like, just think of
So
the most.
was he from the second one?
Yeah, dude.
I think I don't remember what he looks like, but I'm gonna.
Yes, and he's
also
the main bad guy in Balto 2.
Right.
Where's my Mark Hamill, dude?
I forgot about
Mark
that.
Hamill
I mean, I knew
impression.
that.
Yeah, we knew that.
Oh yeah, and then Nava was the original. Yeah, like the original leader.
Yeah, he's like the cool leader.
The images oh yeah, that guy.
Cool.
Yeah, that guy. I like that.
Yeah. He's the cool one, and Niju is the bad one. It's Mark Hamill, so it makes sense. All right.
Okay, this pleased her and the rest of the pack, who subsequently welcomed back Niju. Sadly, it would go from good to bad to worse from here, as that night an enormous avalanche and blizzard occurred. And while it did not kill any of these wolves, it did separate them all due to how cold, blinding, and fast it was, and there were two groups of wolves in the end. The small one of Niju, Aleu, and Nava, and the bigger one of the rest of the pack. They were so far away from their three friends and in a place they didn't even know of, no less, since they didn't know where they were now, that they quickly learned they had no choice but to move on. Select a new alpha and pray Aleu, Niju, and Nava were going to survive. Likewise, Aleu, Niju, and Nava had gotten lost and could not see any of the rest of the pack anywhere. And although they frantically tick-tock search about, which the rest of the pack had done, of course, but with no success, these three had no success either, and came to the hard, painful realization that their only option was to move on, try to find out where they were and how to find a way to survive, and hope to God the rest of their pack would be lucky enough to live through all of this. Ironically enough, Aleu soon saw a very familiar sight after they got to being on the move again.
What the?
She said, stopping abruptly.
Mark Hamill.
Sound like Mark Hamill.
Aleu, this is no time for you to be getting astounded.
I'm getting astounded. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. Niju told her. The old one.
Yes, we all did all we could to find the rest of our pack. You were at least thrice as frantic, eager, and fanatic about it as me and Niju were. Is this
It's
her?
Aleu again.
Oh, what'd you expect? I'm the alpha, or at least I was the alpha, and I had some damn responsibilities, damn it.
Aleu shouted at them. It was quite true. Aleu had been pushing herself to her limits and stopping long after Niju and Nava had been forced to accept there was no hope of finding the rest of the wolves. She'd been running, sniffing, and trying to fight her way through the blowing snow as fast as she could, and when she barely dodged the powerful avalanche that came at her in the end, ran far away from it, and subsequently finally accepted with much reluctance that there was no hope or point, she got incredibly enraged with herself and showed it quite vocally via growling. That was obviously before now, in which she was astonished with what she'd seen.
So what? They're like, what did...
They're looking at something. That paragraph was to say that they saw something.
Well, okay. Oh, that's okay. That's a recap.
Are you taking any of this in? Because I
I'm
have to focus so hard on reading.
Okay, so like they hit like a blizzard occurred.
Yeah, there's an avalanche that separated the named character from the unnamed characters.
Yeah, it separated. So I think they're just trying to like survive.
Aleu was
I
like
guess.
pushing herself, but is not anymore, and then sees something.
So like, yeah, we'll just say avalanche happened, and like now we got these three characters, and they're just surviving.
Do we need to stop after every paragraph to recap the
feels
paragraph?
Like it,
because these are like 2-sentence paragraphs. Like they just keep going on.
And she saw something.
She's astonished with what she'd seen.
But
and
no one else
had
believes
she
her.
Seen? Why, that somehow, some way they had during their ordeal in which they tried to fight, their way through the blizzard and keep up with their pack, along with moving forward once it was a moot point, managed to wind up at the edge of an iceberg that was about to hit the SS Smash Bros. The edge of an iceberg that was about to break off. I'll keep that in. And flow to Alaska. Aleu's original.
How do you know that? How?
She excitedly, with her heart racing, even faster than it had been before. And that was saying a lot.
Yeah, because this is how the heart works. It just keeps going higher and higher.
That's
and it doesn't stop.
Everyone knows that heart attacks happen when your heart goes too fast.
Well, it just keeps stacking on top of each other.
When you get
it doesn't balance out at all.
When your mom says you can go to McDonald's, even though you have McDonald's at home, that's how heart attacks happen. Because your heart just keeps going. Every bite, it goes faster and faster because you're so excited to have McDonald's.
Yeah. It just stacks. It keeps stacking.
Crap. Where was it?
Yeah.
She excitedly with her. Oh wait, I read that. Told Niju and Nava,
guys, we've only one place to go now, and it's just the three of us. I've ignored how much I miss my family and vice versa all the time, since I had responsibilities as an alpha. But now as the leader of this group of three, since we all need a place to live and can't just live in the wild as a trio, with some very obvious reasons. And since you, Nava, being as old as you are, will need a nice, peaceful, and calm place to spend your last years here on Earth, I think of no better place than to go back to Nome. I mean, I know my family wanted me to come back despite thinking that it would not happen, and it's our best bet under circumstances like this. So come on, let's move it before the iceberg drifts away.
What do you think they're gonna think of planes? Because planes didn't exist when Aleu left.
They're nothing because they're not going. I don't think
that's
they're
what,
get there.
That's what I would do. I'd just be like,
they saw planes and they all had heart attacks.
No, I'd just be like, I don't know. I just make that a point. It was just like every single new thing that happened in the third movie, Aleu would have to react to.
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
Because that's kind of what you'd expect from something like this.
Right.
But it's just gonna be like having a heart attack at the end. So
yeah, that's why she has a heart attack. She has to see the plane.
She's the plane. Like, what the fuck is that? She just gets so scared, just running around screaming, and then she has a heart attack and dies. Seeing no reason to argue with her and understanding her valid point in that the best hope they had in their current situation was to return to Nome, Nava and Niju nodded in full agreement, and all three leapt onto the iceberg just before it floated off. By the time they got to Alaska, there was barely enough left on the iceberg for all three to stand on, but that was okay, for they had reached their destination. They all jumped off, and Niju asked,
"So, Aleu, I'm guessing that since you lived at Nome before, you know how to get it. You know how to get to it from here." "I sure do,"
Aleu said.
"Follow me."
She ran fast, and Niju and Nava were barely able to keep up with her as she did not stop to pause for breath once and kept sniffing the air to make sure they were going in the right direction. Dude, this is heart attack material right here.
It just stacks. It just keeps stacking.
It's stacking. At the end of it, Aleu... This is called Aleu's heart attack. Like, they just named it that. Like, the whole time you're reading, you're just like, she's gonna have a heart attack at some point, and they just keep building up on. Okay. At the end of it, Aleu, Niju, and Nava got back to Nome, and they were also able to so very easily find Balto's home where... Okay, here we go. Jenna, Cody, Dusty, Ralph, Kirby, and Boris, everyone's favorite character, Boris. Also lived. Along with Muck and Luck, obviously. Quickly, of course, for the audience
probably.
I'm gonna look up Muck and Luck.
They're like the fat.
Yeah, they're the polar bears.
Yeah, they just
So useless. It is quite worth noting, by the way, that on the way back to Nome, the three wolves were attacked by various foes numerous times, and although Niju and Nava were able to fight their share of them off, it was Aleu who beat down and fought off most of the threats and adversaries without pausing to catch her breath once after resuming running or when in a fight. Anyhow, as soon as they were there, they were lucky enough so that Cody was looking out the window at the time and saw them. He alerted the others and they all ran out and elated to see Aleu, but surprised to see Nava and especially Niju. The Aleu quickly and very thoroughly accounted for that by explaining everything along with explaining why they were back and what she meant to happen. And after a lot of discussion, patching things up with Niju and vice versa, and negotiating, which Aleu made sure was covered completely in every nook and cranny, it was agreed Aleu, Niju, and Nava would live here from now on, and jobs would be found for them, which agreed with their age and physical state and strength.
God, it's just like the others like, no, this still isn't enough for a heart attack. She fought a bunch of wolves, and that increased the
running constantly is not enough for a heart attack. They also need to fight people.
Oh, what the next one's going to be? It's like, oh, she ate a lot of beef as well.
She ate a lot of beef and then got jump scared.
Yeah.
No, that's what's gonna do it. She's gonna get someone's gonna scare her, and then that's gonna be the thing that gives her the heart attack. That's going to be the final. It's going to go above 3,000 BPM. Of course, they also all agreed to a celebration about the new era, which was about to unfold, along with how Cody and his team filled Aleu in on everything she needed to know in terms of what happened or what had been going on at Nome, and Balto did the same for Niju, while Jenna did the same for Nava. Unhappily, no sooner was this finished than did Aleu howl to the sky in joy and happiness of being home ... At the worst possible time she could have done so. I know this sounds surprising and confusing. So before we continue, let's recap a few things here. All right, lore dump. Aleu had, over the past matter of weeks, frantically been fighting off foes, hunting down food when eating, leading her pack, helping those in need, keeping clear of danger when it was possible, and all other things an alpha are supposed to do, determined to live up to her status and all of everyone's expectations. Additionally, she had, most recently, been pushing herself She's been pushing herself to her very limits in trying to save her pack. Sorry, I'm trying to make this more interesting than it is.
Yeah.
During a huge blizzard and avalanche, and when the latter happened, she'd put all her energy into dodging it and running off, as she otherwise would have been nailed by it. And before that, she, Nava, and Niju alike have been trying their hardest to help find any lost pack members, sadly with no success. But she'd put easily the most effort into it in every way, including non-stop movement and grueling running, along with signaling, being howling, and calling out names and or locations. After that, she'd gotten angry about what she was forced to accept and growled to show it. That was a stack. I didn't even realize that stacked on top.
Mm-hmm, yep.
I didn't even know.
Growling 6-7 stacks.
Growling affects heart attacks apparently. Mm-hmm. Plus, gotten excited about suddenly realizing there was an opportunity to make the most of this and get back to Nome. Not to mention how she'd eagerly jumped up onto the iceberg along with the other two.
What?
And, no. And finally, when they'd all gotten back to Alaska, she led them back to Nome with non-stop running and sniffing, as well as how When the three fought off dangers, she fought off the most of them, by far, and put what was, by a long shot, the most energy and determination into it, as well as the most aggression.
So jumping on the iceberg
That's
is a stack. That's a stack.
So was the most aggression, apparently. This is like 30 things that are building up. See, if she was back in Nome and they had medicine, the doctors would be able to say, you're stacking too many heart attack signs.
Yeah, you gotta...
Your BPM's at 250. If it gets above 300, you're going to have a heart attack. And besides the fact, she also showed the most excitement out of the three to see her family again. For the very obvious reasons. And had eagerly made sure all was said and done as it would need to be for this to work. Let's not forget that everything after those weeks before she met up with the changed, better Niju and Nava, right down to her big howl of happiness she was doing now, happened on the same day. Seeing as how she was also howling her lungs out, and seeing as how she kept up without keeping track of how much she was tiring herself out due to how fanatic she was about all of this. Plus, she hadn't been resting at all during this and had very obviously been exciting herself phenomenally and been through a lot of stress both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. What do you think all of this combined to? Okay, I'm gonna stop here. What do you think all this combined to?
Brain. Damn it. Autism.
Oh no.
You're gonna get autism.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Lulu has autism.
And gay.
That's fine though. What do you think such a combination as you've just read about would mean? Would result in? Would cause? What do you think Aleu, in her hell-bent eagerness to make everything right, had inadvertently set herself up for? What kind of heart rate do you think she had?
Oh no, what did her Fitbit say?
Dude, what if you... Dude, can you put a Fitbit on a dog?
I don't think so. I think you like
they should make Fitbits for dogs.
Measured. They'll probably make collars or something.
There's probably a way you can do that.
Yeah, even like you don't need to like.
But it'd be fun. You put it on
it
your
would
dog,
be. I guess it would
put a Fitbit on your dog. See how many steps it takes. See what his heart rate is. Make sure it doesn't go at 300, or it might have a heart attack. Because they can get really excited.
Like growling too much.
Make sure, if it growls, you gotta check it. Check that heart rate. If your dog's growling or howling with excitement or whatever the heck dogs do. What do you think so much pressure, stress, exerting, running, fighting, anger, and excitement in so little time would amount to and build up for her, despite the way she was perfectly young, fit, and healthy, did not have high levels of cholesterol or diabetes, and was certainly not overweight, and before such a time as this, her blood pressure was just fine.
That literally...
It didn't say anything about autism, so I think you're right. I think you're onto something. That's right, readers. You guessed it! This huge howl of joy she was letting loose was the final step Aleu would take to suffering cardiac arrest. Her heart rate had been speeding up quite a bit all day long, just as it had sped up to some extent in the past few weeks in an on and off kind of way, but now it had been speeding up nonstop from all you just read about and her motivation behind it, however noble it was. And now it had sped up to such an extent that despite her youth and ordinarily good health, she was about to undergo the worst heart attack that a wolf of known had been subject to in a long time. The rapid, grueling beating of her heart turned to pain. Her endless exertion and the hard work she'd been doing nonstop without a bit of rest or time to get her breath back caught up to her at last. Her entire chest suddenly felt like a torture chamber, and her howl was cut short both by that and her suddenly cut off breath and oxygen supply. She gave an agonized look as her head came back down and gasped as she also choked a bit.
Oh boy.
All right, time for some dialogue.
Aleu, what's wrong?
Asked Cody. Alu's eyes opened widely as the pain in her chest worsened and she exclaimed, realizing what this was.
Oh my god, I'm having a heart attack.
This is Niju.
Wait, we need you? Okay. Well, of course your heart's pounding fast. You're happy as can be.
Niju said.
I mean, you just pulled off a laudable stunt and feats galore, and reunited with us all with. No!
Aleu screamed.
I'm really having a heart attack!
Just then, the agony got worse twofold, and Aleu could only scream as her shortness of breath was followed quite swiftly by the utter lack of oxygen and blood flow to her heart and lungs, causing her to pass out both from the pain and the lack of air. Her heart failure was massive, and she collapsed in a heap. She was pretty much as close to being dead as someone could be while still being alive.
Oh dear God!
Exclaimed Balto.
We have to get her to a vet fast. Put her on my back. I heard that.
Hold on.
Oh, that's Niju.
That's
Sorry.
Niju. Hold on. Before you continue, just imagine like the humans just hanging out and going about their day, and then suddenly like this wolf starts screaming in agony and then collapses with just a bunch of dogs standing next to her. Just like,
but she was young and she
wasn't so young.
She wasn't
she didn't
obese.
have diabetes.
Yeah. Put her on my back. I owe her that much.
Niju said. So they did, albeit gently, so they wouldn't increase the chances Aleu was going to die. All of them ran as fast as they could to the nearest vet clinic. Niju all the while making sure to hold his speed while also seeing to it the comatose Aleu would not fall off his back. Once they got there, they all started barking and it worked like a charm. The door opened and one vet said, I say, I've never seen this many dogs at my door in my life. What can this? And they all motioned their noses to the out cold and barely clinging to life Aleu, making the vet realize exactly what they were here for. Good heavens! I must see to it she is treated at once. Whatever happened to her is quite serious and severe. So they ran to the vet's place, and once everyone was inside, the door got shut, and Aleu was quickly taken to the emergency room, where this vet and some of his fellow veterinarian workers were able to tell Aleu had suffered a heart attack, and they got right to working, doing all they could to make sure she wouldn't die. It was, for Balto, Jenna, Niju, Cody, Nava, Dusty, Kirby, Mug, Luck, Boris, and Ralph, 2 long, excruciating, frightening hours. But when the lead vet finally opened the door to the emergency room, prompting all of them to shoot their heads up fast and look to him, he said, I have good news and bad news. The good news is she's going to live. It was no easy task getting her heartbeat back to normal while also making her able to breathe and see it to it her body calmed down enough so she could function as she was in the time before she began her hurried ordeal. But we were able to, and she is going to pull through and in fact come to in a matter of minutes now. All of the canines, along with Boris and the polar bears, breathed a humongous sigh of relief, knowing Aleu was not going to die and they'd not lost her. I shouldn't have made him British.
You shouldn't have picked him. I could have done it.
But though I do hate to spoil this happy moment, I regret to tell you that the bad news is she is still going to be weak as water and unable to stand, much less move, for at least 2 weeks from now. So you're perfectly allowed to visit her once she's awake, but you're going to have to leave her here and come back 2 weeks later to pick her up. By which time she'll be able to move again and will be eagerly awaiting, joining you, and returning home with you all. But in the meantime, she needs to recover. Take it easy, rest, and be gently cared for. So visit her and keep her company for a bit, but then respect her needs and give her privacy and solitude. Are we clear? They all nodded, and the vet said, "Good, come right this way." He led them down the hallway to where Aleu's room was, and once they were inside, he sat down to wait until they were done, and then led them back out so they could go back home while Aleu was tended to at the time she needed to be.
Oh. I'm just imagining Aleu just kind of like a taxidermied dog, just like all four, just like, you know, sticking up as her back, just like on the bed or something. I'll recreate that in the video.
God, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. It doesn't matter. Because soon enough, Aleu awoke, slowly opening her eyes, and she regained awareness and felt no more pain in her chest. As soon as her eyes... Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Who is paying for this? Do you think Balto's like a millionaire?
Well, he's a hero. He's a local hero. So maybe
right.
that's the hero's privilege.
Wasn't that a plot, like part of the movie, where it's like at the end where there's like, oh, he's the hero of the village, so we'll like make sure he has a home and stuff.
Well, no, because he still lived in like the abandoned ship.
Okay, yeah, but that was a sequel thing.
I
think the original movie intended for
so,
it to be like an actual, like he would actually be like he hang on the village or whatever. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. As soon as her eyes were fully open and she sniffed the air, she could see and smell something quite familiar. This is her.
Wait. Mama, Papa, need you, Cody, Boris, Moo, Cloak, Nava, Ralph, Dusty, Kirby. Am I seeing things right? You sure are, Lulu,
Balto said, as he and the others gathered around her bed.
In case you're wondering, no, you're not dead. Your heart has been treated and your condition's cured.
Boris.
Oh, no, okay, I'm rereading that. And in case you are wondering, no, you are not dead. Your heart has been treated and your condition cured.
I was like, why isn't he reading it in the Boris
I didn't
voice?
know it was Boris because it doesn't like this is why I hate about some fan fiction is that it
doesn't specify.
It doesn't specify because I just thought it was just continuing, but
yeah,
you know,
literary rule is that when a new character speaks, you make a new paragraph, so you don't sit there being like, who is talking right now, reading ahead constantly. Boris told her,
there ain't no problem, pain, or kind of blockage any longer, and you are back to normal,
Dusty said.
There is no problem, Dusty, but thank you, all of you, for making this clear to me.
Clear. Thank you for making this clear to me. Aleu's voice was, at this time, barely audible, since despite being back to normal, which she is not, she was weak and unable to move. That's normal, because she's back to normal, but she's also weak and unable to move. And of course we need time to regain her strength. But she could still be heard clearly enough. Then why bring it up, I wonder? And she then noticed there were bandages galore wrapped around her chest and belly.
Bandages?
She asked.
The vets put them on after they performed heart surgery on you.
Cody explained.
And believe me, they did an exemplary job treating your ticker.
Nava let Aleu know.
I see.
Aleu acknowledged.
You now have to read the end of the
3 paragraphs.
All right, so this is Jenna. Anyway, you're going to need to stay here for 2 weeks, but after that, we'll be able to come pick you up, and you can return home with us as you were originally planning to do before this life-derailing ordeal befell you.
I think derailing better. Jenna informed her.
That's good to know.
Aleu smiled.
What the fuck does the muck sound like?
Does the wiki have a voice clip?
I don't think the wiki would have a voice clip.
No, wiki doesn't have a voice clip.
Doctor, is one thing we'd like to point out.
Oh, I completely lost it. Where are we?
I can't.
Oh, Muck. Right, Muck told her.
Yeah?
Aleu asked.
Nope.
Yeah, I was hoping you would have noticed. Asked Aleu.
Is this the fucking polar bear? Okay, this needs you, okay?
The polar bear. Just going off.
Okay. Now I have to stop imagining that and be real for a second.
What is going on right now?
The reason for your suffering are cardiac arrhythmia and subsequently a severe heart attack was because you ignored your limits and pushed yourself as hard as you did, not once stopping to rest or catch your breath.
Need you told her.
Look, okay. Yes, you have a strong, healthy heart, and yes, you're in no way overweight, having or high cholesterol and or blood pressure or anything of the sort, diabetes, cancer, or otherwise.
Still never said autism. Nafa put in.
Nah.
Still a possibility. Could be the last sentence. Like, she also has not autism.
I don't know who Ralph sounds like, but those are not the only ways one can suffer a heart attack. Stress and overexhilaration can cause it as well.
Just Wikipedia.
And you put yourself through the worst kind of overexhilaration and stress today.
Kirby said to her.
It goes without saying, therefore, illustrious, brave, and steadfast as your attention was, you have to remember your limits and what can happen if you ignore them.
Ralph added in.
I did not know those were separate dialogue, by the way.
No, that was 3 different characters. I think it's like their other siblings that don't do anything in the movies.
My God, that ChatGPT, holy crap.
That was Wikipedia. They copy and pasted Wikipedia and had different characters say the different sentences from Wikipedia.
I hear you loud and clear. I'm definitely gonna learn from this and not exert myself so excessively from now on.
Aleu told them.
Thank you for helping me in my time of need and in making sure I wouldn't die.
Luck then made some noises and Muck translated it.
Luck just said that he speaks for everyone when he said you are very welcome. He does.
Aleu just lay on back and to enjoy the glow and breathe softly and quietly after hearing this, now that the damage was undone and she just needed to replenish her energy. Her blood was flowing just fine now, and it was never clogged with lipids, so it wasn't hard for it to get back to its normal rhythm and pace after her operation. Of course, Aleu noticed she was on life support and that her heart rate was being monitored. And she said,
"Say, what are these?" Jenna, oh, that was just equipment for your life support system.
Oh my God, dude, I glanced down for a second and I lost myself in this wall of text.
It's so much. It's like, if you're not watching, like, if you're just listening, just please just look at the screen for it. It's like, this is literally what it looks like. It's so easy to get yourself
Okay, I genuinely
lost.
can't. Luck speaks for everyone.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, say, what are these? Jenna, explain.
Now I need to say who is reading. This screen monitors your heart rate and tubes and such to keep you in regular state while you recover and make sure you get enough oxygen and comfort. Gotcha.
Aleu said.
But my heart attack must have been a life-threatening, as you all are telling me, if I need life support.
Can you make Balto sound like Solid Snake?
Yeah. Intensive care is only for the most extreme situations.
Balto told her.
This is
Ralph.
Ralph, don't know
Our
who
favorite
the
character.
fucking Ralph is. But hey, it's only going to get this way for 14 days. And even so, you're perfectly safe and nicely recovering, so take heart.
Ralph is just a guy. He's just a dog.
Okay, he's a dog, got it.
This is the generic gray dog. All right, time to find out where I was again.
Take heart.
It doesn't help. Okay. Ralph smiled. Cody then growled upon hearing the last 2 words and smacked Ralph with his paw.
Hey, what did I say?
Ralph exclaimed.
Don't play dumb and don't insult my fucking sister again unless you want me to bite you off your balls.
He then turned to Aleu and said,
Oh, by the way, try to speak as little as possible for a while. It's better for your body and will get your strength back sooner.
Aleu nodded and lay down, letting herself get lost in the bliss of comfort and stillness she was in and would be in while on the road to recovery. Then she was surprised to hear the voice of Kirby say,
Incidentally, I'm glad we could save Aleu and see to it she lived to be with us again. After all, it wouldn't be the same without her, especially due to how she's all heart.
So Kirby is another regular dog from the third movie, and this is his blurb in the Balto wiki. Kirby is a male dog who is a part of Cody's team. His first and so far only appearance is in Balto 3. That's very hopeful.
Yeah,
to put and so far only. Okay,
Dusty
then slapped him across the face and snapped.
What the hell did Cody just finish telling Ralph? But I was complimenting her.
Protested Kirby. We're just in drama now. There's just drama.
Three more paragraphs. You most certainly was not.
Dusty spat.
It was the worst kind of sugar-coated insult, and we both fucking know it.
What is happening?
Surely now you don't have the heart to cause Aleu discomfort at a time like this. Oh wait, that was. Wait, what?
That was Boris.
Was it? Wait. I was like, sorry. Surely now you don't have the heart to cause Aleu discomfort at a time like this, do you?
Boris asked.
Don't tempt us to give you a whack too, Boris.
Let out Cody in a snarl.
But guys!
Mug cried.
We already got into what? What? I'm trying. I keep losing. We already got into the heart of this matter, and it's ended perfectly for all of us. Why discuss it any further now, especially in this way? Want to find out just how soft and juicy you are?
Hissed Dusty with a bloodthirsty shine in her eyes. Muck fell over in fright and said,
I didn't mean any harm in what I said, honest!
Luck then made some sounds with Muck translating.
Alright, look just said we really should not be bickering about this since Aleu's had enough trouble for one day and that it would be really heartless to keep this up as a result. Look, not you too!
Exploded Cody and Dusty both at once, which made Luck fall over in startled fear even faster and harder than Muck had.
Wait, what? Who's saying this?
Cody.
Oh my god, I bet Aleu would beat us all up in a heartbeat if she could at this point.
Cody said, but he quickly realized what he'd inadvertently let slip out and went,
oh, damn it, well, I'm doing it too!
Words. Keep going.
I'm still imagining her in the taxidermy state like I imagined before.
With the tongue out, of course.
If we keep this up, Aleu will be heartbroken that we've turned so nasty over a trivial matter.
Dusty tried to reason with them, but opened her eyes wide at realizing how she'd said this and banged her head against the wall, going,
No, just did it myself.
What you have to deal with the text boxes.
Look, guys, I think we all need to get a hold of ourselves and give Aleu and the vet a heartfelt apology for such a thing.
Jenna began, but she rolled her eyes just then and went,
oh dear God, I just started doing it again. Okay, everybody, Aleu is probably just embarrassed and do even so much as know us, much less be related to us by this point.
Balto said.
Is it still Balto?
No, I don't think.
I think it's still Balto.
All right, so what do we say we do our fucking favorite? Get ours out there.
What's out? His eyes shot open widely and he groaned.
Alright, I'm doing it with the rest of you. What's wrong with me? With us? Let's just get out.
Still Balto.
Oh wait, what? Yeah.
Doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Genocide,
Finally.
speaking for all of the rest of them.
Aleu, we are so sorry. Can you forgive us for this?
Balto asked.
Of course.
Aleu replied.
You all saved me and showed how much you care, and I could have died without your help. You are my family, and I'm not embarrassed about any of you at all.
All of them smiled, and Nava said,
All those words really touched my heart. Oh no, not again.
Novu bitch.
I forgot the Mark Hamill voice. Alright, after we just finished being told by her she wasn't embarrassed by, and in fact was thankful for all of us, no less, but at least she did make that clear to us, and knowing that how she's going to be alright is so heartwarming. Oh crap, now I've done it. I think it's time we're got going more than ever, guys.
Balto said.
Aleu, we are so glad you're recovering, and thank God you're okay. We love you, and look more than forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. I love you all, and thank you again. I'm glad my life isn't over, and I thought I anticipated when I finally entered my new life with all of you. I will still, in the meantime, keep you all in my heart for the whole of these 2 weeks.
Then, suddenly realizing what she just said, both Aleu and everyone else burst into laughter, though in Aleu's case, she quickly calmed herself down since she wanted to take it easy on her fixed but still currently delicate heart. When the others stopped laughing, they looked one last look at Aleu as she dozed off to sleep and then made their way out of her room. The end! So how was it to you? Rate and review, please, everybody.
Dude, those last 3 paragraphs. I thought I was having a stroke myself. Oh my gosh.
Your heart rate didn't go above 300 though, because you're still
Yeah, I've had my Fitbit on. I would check, but I don't. I like how one of these reviewers, Captain J. Ramirez, is using a Call of Duty 2 cover art, which is really
Call
funny.
of Duty 2, interesting.
Yeah, that's from Call of Duty 2. I am 100% sure.
Then we got A Wolf's Nightmare and Major Balto 243.
Like, what? Like, dude, what? Which has a heart attack. Why does it need to be 17 paragraphs?
Ooh, this person has a bunch of Alpha and Omega stuff.
Cool.
Dude, when we watch that, it's gonna open up so much.
Many. We're gonna get to it, guys. Don't worry.
There's literally just this one author from this one commenter. Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Like, author has written 142 stories for Alpha and Omega and Penguins of Madagascar.
Dude. Okay, save them. Save them in some way.
This is bookmark,
we're going back. Yep, we're going back to that person. All right, you're the host. You can end it whenever you want.
Well, no. We got. What did you think?
It sucked. Oh my gosh, this sucked. Like,
Aleu's heart
listen,
attack
I'm
by
sure.
Bloodlustful.
I'm sure, by Bloodlustful is a really nice and great and awesome person, and this is no hate to them in any way, shape, or form, but wow, this actually sucked. Like, I know it was your first Balto fan fiction, but this is just like, you don't have to add all of the characters, okay?
That's funny though.
You don't. You just don't need to do that.
Bloodlustful has also written some Zootopia fan fiction.
Woohoo!
And in the middle of them, some Mortal Kombat ones. Interesting. You can tell when Zootopia came out because it's like 40 in a row. Kung Fu Panda, the usual.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it for whatever we just did. Thank you for listening. If you would like, you can follow us on whatever freaking podcast site except Apple because they don't want me to make an account. We're also we have video versions on YouTube that have relevant images while we speak, and it has the text on screen. So you can have a stroke along with us trying to read all of this. And that's it from us. See you next week when we read another fanfiction.
We're off to eat some juicy burgers at IHOPlebee's. Oh my gosh. At IHOPlebee's, we're gonna have like 50 burgers and 50 beers. So we're
And
gonna
50 pancakes.
No, what else can I add? Have a heart attack.
Pancakes with butter.
Butter, yeah, with stacks of butter. on
50
it.
pounds of butter on the 50 pancakes.
So we'll see you all next time after that ordeal. See you later, guys.
Bye.